One of the things that I love most about our work with and our partnership with NIT and my experience in the district is that from the very beginning, the structure of TAP, the framework that NIT puts forth that we've used for so long, is support. Support at all levels. Support for classroom teachers. That's how I entered into it, was at the beginning through a classroom teaching lens. And I was supported by a mentor, I was supported by a master teacher, I was supported by other mentors. I was a mentor at the time. And they were in my classroom all the time to help coach me, to provide feedback. I was working and growing in cluster. I was working and growing as a leadership team member. And so really, we touch the classroom all the time, because as teachers learn in cluster, they're going to take that back and immediately apply it into their classroom so that it immediately impacts kids. And as admin are working and preparing for ILT to build up leadership, then that translates and trickles down through team meetings and through conversations, collaboration, coaching, follow up, all of those types of things into classrooms. And the language of the rubric is just best practice. So we see evidence of it all the time, everywhere.
After a couple years, I had the opportunity to be a mentor teacher, so I got to work more closely with my colleagues and see what was happening in their classrooms, which really helped me grow as a teacher myself, because I could see what they were doing, see it in action, not just hearing what they were doing. And seeing my students in a different context, which was really interesting, and helped me kind of get to know them better. And then I had the chance to become a master teacher, so I moved up to the high school, and because I wanted to see kind of how it is a system of getting to have teachers collaborate and get to know each other better and get to see those strategies in action could be really helpful.
Coming in as a new teacher to the district with experience, the NIET framework really provides a comprehensive way for all content areas to look at, what are my strengths as a teacher and what are areas I still need to work on. And it really provides a strong, robust way to have different conversations about what's going well, what can we alter and change to make instruction better for students. One thing that I think is really powerful about it too is it frames those conversations in a way that are student focused. We as teachers, what we do impacts student learning, and some frameworks look at what do I need to change as a teacher, focuses more on what the teacher's doing. The NIT framework provides a way to focus that back on what's actually happening with the students. Are they learning what we want them to learn, or what do we as teachers need to do to fix that?
When I think about the cluster delivery that our teachers get on a weekly basis, it's just not an addition to or extra. The learning that they're getting on a weekly basis is applicable, that they get the learning, they take it to their classroom, they assess student work, they look at their assessments, bring it back, they analyze that work, and then it's continually making improvements on what's going on when it comes to helping kids in their classroom.
TAP implementation has already begun, or has already been a part of the process here. So for me as a former teacher, mentor teacher, and now administrator, the TAP process has been crucial for me in my growth. Not only did it help me learn what good teaching really looked like, but it also built that relationship between me, my mentor teachers, master teachers, and even administrators. It gave me really clear opportunities for improvement, as well as the strengths, all the good things that I was doing in the classroom and just those areas of growth too.
I have grown a lot with the support of the master teachers, for sure. Anytime I have a question about anything, they're always there to help me. If I feel overwhelmed because of a lot of information coming in, I always know that I can break it down and process it and then come back to them with questions, and they're always willing to help and be available to me.
As a school counselor, I was never trained as a teacher per se. My education and training was all in the school counseling field, and yet I'm still expected to teach classes. So the cluster opportunities have been great for me to learn and develop my teaching skills further than the rudimentary basics that I was given while in my master's program, and help me to become a better educator and understand best teaching practices a lot better.
Throughout those years with TAP, being implemented throughout my career here. I was allowed to grow as an educator, not only in my classroom, but also personally and professionally. I went back to school and got my master's in education so that I could continue my growth as a professional to allow me to have strategies that I can implement into my classroom that students can benefit from. I've also been able to have mentor and master teachers throughout that time that have helped guide me and kind of pushed me into becoming a mentor also, just based on what I've been doing in my classroom, from the strategies that I had taken from cluster that we've had, and I continue to use them in my practices. And those practices then impact my students on a daily basis, and they allow me to make the best decisions for our students, along with ensuring I have and they have what they need. Let's say we're having some academic issues, I can look to my master and mentor teachers, I can look back at the rubric, I can look back at some of my past observations to help me decide where I need to make some changes or what adjustments I may need to make that's gonna, in the end, impact my students.
I think they'll just see stronger learning from their students, and even if they have a new teacher, it shouldn't seem like a new teacher's classroom because they have support of experienced mentors, experienced masters, and with the team planning, we ensure that all the classrooms are looking similar and have the same fidelity across. So if you have a kid in one classroom versus another, they should look very similar and they should be getting the same quality education. I've had incredible mentors and masters along my way that have grown me and allowed me to then grow my students and support their data growth. And so then I was hoping to have the same effect, especially with a set of basically all brand new teachers on their data and their kids, and I could touch more kids from this setting than just from my classroom.
So I think the things that made the most difference when it comes to using the NIT TAP system that was different from other systems that I've used is the way that cluster is designed. So each and every week you are meeting with teachers to teach them something new, and then the thing that's different is they are actually right then in that meeting planning and preparing how to use that new learning in their classroom in the week ahead. They're immediately going back and applying that new learning to the students and then bringing that student work back to see if it worked or didn't work. And if it doesn't work, we're together again to sort of dig in, evaluate that student work, and make decisions as to what we could do differently to make sure not that we're just teaching, but that students are actually learning.